Hmm. So I just wanted to do a little check-in about the energies around at the moment, because there's definitely something in the air. It's really strange. Um, Feels like similar to a full moon energy, but kind of different at the same time. That's the nearest that I can say, but there's definitely like heightened emotions, but it seems like there's a real sense of kind of reconnecting or great gratitude. I think gratitude is something which seems to be, and more like empathy, maybe, and understanding, because I think it's all to do with these planets aligning. So there was a big thing like about the other day about the planets lining up, I think on the 21st of January. But when I looked into it, it's not just that. There's actually a continuation from that point on, building up to near the end of February, when actually it'll be 7 planets in a line. And 7 planets aligning hasn't happened. It's hard to find out. We're trying to research it, but it seems like it hasn't happened for maybe about 500 years, something like that. It's very hard to get a straight answer out of the internet sometimes, and you're never even sure if it can be trusted. But there were, some articles were coming up saying this kind of thing happens all the time, it's nothing special. But then there were, some other ones saying, yeah, it's quite rare for 7 planets to line up. So I just personally, going off what's been happening to me in the last day or two, I really do think there's something going on, because I've had people suddenly kind of get in touch with me, kind of out of the blue, but kind of in a much more kind of sentimental way, maybe, or something like that. Rather than necessarily expecting anything, it's more like people just maybe being grateful, or just feeling like this kind of need to check in with each other. And I've been feeling like I want to check in with some of my kind of ex boyfriends and things, and I just have been feeling very like looking back over my life, and it's like this weird sense that, I don't know, almost like it's coming to some kind of end. And that sounds really, really strange, but I don't know if that is the case, or like maybe, is there something happening in the future that's kind of affecting everyone. But yeah, it feels like almost like everyone's looking back a bit and kind of just appreciating the memories, and maybe more forgiveness going on or something, or people, like when people do like these 12 steps programs, and they have to make like a list, and they have to go back and kind of like ask for forgiveness and talk to people about things that may have happened, and like self-reflection, and reflecting on how like you were to blame, because that's all part of kind of leaving that victim mentality, and actually taking kind of responsibility, and accepting the fact that it can't always be everyone else's fault. If you've gone through your whole life always blaming other people, then it's probably time to look in the mirror. So I think I've been doing a lot of that as well, and seeing yourself through the eyes of other people. And that's important, I think. And just like I feel like there's lots of kind of like healing going on. I've been like feeling like crying a lot, and I've not actually cried over that much recently in the last kind of, I don't know. I feel like maybe the walls have been up or something, and the walls have been kind of coming down. And for me, it's actually really nice, it's actually nice to just feel that again, and let things out, and like let go, like fully, and almost like enjoy the grief and the pain, because it's another thing that we should appreciate more, because it makes us feel very alive, and it's part of the human experience to feel all of these things. And it's like I was saying to someone on the phone, it's like the weird thing about heartbreak is that you'll miss it when it's gone. And I've had that several times, really, when I look back, and like either grieving for like a relationship, or grieving for like the loss of a child, or I've had that happen twice. And it's like you have this heartbreak, and you kind of what I used to do is like listen to a piece of music or something, and then just listen to it over and over again, and just kind of like let all the emotions pass through. And then eventually you'll get to a point where you can put that piece of music on, and it doesn't make you cry or feel much anymore. So you kind of know that you've properly let it all out, So that's a little kind of tip. That's what I find. But then I feel like I'm on a different level or something. And it could be like ancestral, like a lot of people are saying there's like even letting emotions through that aren't even our own. It's like coming through from maybe our ancestors, and actually healing not for yourself but for others as well. And just having all these different kind of emotions, and just accepting it and kind of sitting with it rather than fighting it, because I think that's what so many people do. It's so easy to kind of fight and bottle things up and repress it, because it's so painful to deal with. And it's like self-protection, and maybe you've just not got the time or the headspace to deal with those things, so you almost have to put it like in a separate place for like a rainy day, when you can actually process. So I feel like there's a lot of processing going on for me anyway, and it seems like for other people too. It's just like something in the ethos, something in the air. So yeah.